Hello crafty friends, it's Dawnny P here and welcome to my little crafty shed today. I'm going to share with you a card which I made. It was a bit of a happy accident, I suppose you could call it, and it's this one here. I've been doing another project using some shimmer powders and the beautiful Easel Heart triple easel set, and I was wiping away the craft mat as you do, and I ended up with a piece of kitchen roll which was covered in, you know, inks and what have you, and it looked really nice. I thought I'll just dry it and see what happens, and I ended up with this background, and I thought I really like that. I'm not going to throw it away, so I used it to make the card. The little flower is made from the die set as well, as is the sentiment. I'll show you the dies I've used. So they're these here. So that's, oopsie daisy, that's a little flower die there, really nice. And the With Love sentiment, and then the large outer edge heart shaped die and the verso die that fits with it. And I've used that basically just to add a little bit of interest on the card. So I'll show you, this was the project. These are some of the hearts I've used, again from this set, and I've been using the shimmer powders on them. I love the shimmer powders. As I say, I just wiped over the mat, and I ended up with something like this. Let me move these dies out of the way. I ended up with something like that, and I thought, actually, I really like that. So as I say, I made a card. So we'll get going and I'll show you what I did. So this is the tissue paper, beg your pardon, the kitchen roll that I used. Inside and outside edge cut out together to make that. And then what I did for the flowers, I got a piece of card and a scrap of the kitchen roll, and I literally just glued it on there. And then I used the die I've just put down, and I can't find it now, the little die to cut out these flowers. Okay, so that's what I did, and this is how I put it together. So I started off, let me move those out of the way. I started off with an 8x8 square card base, which I cut down to 5 inches wide. With the little bit of waste that was left, I cut another small piece here, which is 5 inches wide and 1.5 inches deep. So that's that. I cut out 3 flowers, a plain white one and 2 with the tissue paper on them, and the same with the sentiment, which you can't really see against that dark background. Okay, so we can make a start. First thing I did, tissue paper, literally just rip it randomly. The more sort of shape you can get in, the better it looks. And I don't throw those pieces away. I know it's a bit mean, but you never know when you might need them. And then just rip this. If you've got a specific sort of shape in mind that you want, you can always get your paintbrush and draw the shape, and then just ease it away, and then you'll get the shape that you actually want to end up with. So let me just try that on there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to glue it down now. Before I glue it down, I just want to trim off some of those edges there, and the same on this side. There we go. And then I'm using deluxe adhesive. Now this piece here I actually made on the mat. I just spritzed the mat, put the powders on and wiped it to show you, because I'd run out of the stuff that I'd made earlier. I found if you dry it with a heat gun, it separates. So you could actually end up with 2 pieces. In fact, I might do that. Let's take that apart. And then just add some deluxe adhesive on that. I found if you let it dry naturally, that doesn't tend to happen. So it's horses for courses, really. If you want to have a spare piece, just blast it with your heat gun. Just going along and drying, beg your pardon, drying, gluing these edges down. If they curl up a little bit, it's no biggie. There we go. And if it wrinkles, again, it's no biggie. I think it adds to it. And then I'm just going to trim, let me put my lid back on that, that's it. And then I'm just going to trim the overhanging bits off, like that. Like that. Okay, there we go. I mean, it's just, I think it looks fabulous against the white. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Verso heart that I did. I'm basically just going to cut it in half. Now, there's no rights and wrongs for this bit. And I'm going to cut, I want that bit like that. So I'm going to cut up there, go over like that. This is really random how you do this, just however you want it, really. Let's try and cut that edge a little bit straighter. So that's one there. And then I'm going to do, I want another one that will stick there. Let's just check this against this. And another one that sticks down. So let's put you on there. When you're happy with that, that's fine. Let's get rid of those bits, and now I can stick these down. Again, Deluxe adhesive, best glue on the market. Put that on there. Oops. There we go. A little bit of glue on there and a little bit under here, and then I'm going to stick this piece just to come further down. Like that. Just going to get a piece of spare card here and just go underneath those bits so they're nicely stuck. That's it. There we go. It's a bit better. And then this piece is going to go across there, and I'm just going to stick this straight down. You could, I suppose you could put foam pads if you wanted a little bit of dimension. That would look nice. Just put that across there like that. There we go. And I'm going to just leave that to one side to dry while we move on to the flower. So for the flower, lid on that. For the flower, you need a white piece, just cut as it is. I haven't used the Verso Edge die that comes with it. I've just kept them plain. So one in plain white and two in the pretty tissue paper. So we're going to lay them up. This first one, I'm just actually going to grab my bone folder and I'm just going to try and give it a little bit of curve so it's not totally flat. There we go. The white piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip in between two petals and then overlap the petals. So for this layer, I want the layering to be, the overlap to be quite, you know, sort of as near as damn it the same. So I'm going to cut between those two petals because they look quite similar. And then I'm going to put some glue on those two petals there and just literally overlap and stick it together. So you end up now, instead of your 10 petals, you end up with eight petals. Okay, so that's that one. For this one, I've drawn this out so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to cut out one set of two petals like that, and that forms a little heart on the card. So let's take that, and I mean, if you're not confident, you can draw it out on the back. So I'm just going to eyeball this and hope it's okay. There we go. It's not so bad. You can just level it off if it's not quite right. So let's just put that to one side. Now this bit here, I want to overlap the petals like that. But I'm just going to overlap one. So a bit of glue. I'll actually put quite a bit of glue on there. Let's take some off and just hold it still just for a moment till it grabs. And just bend those petals out a weeny bit. And I find with this last layer, just snip off a little bit like that so it's slightly flatter. Okay, that's not quite got it now. There we go. Right, so to layer it up, I find hot glue is the best thing for this. So we're going to start off with our with this piece here, which is the tissue paper piece that hasn't been cut into, and I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue in the centre. I have to excuse that noise, and then I'm going to sit this piece in here like that. Just give it a minute to grab. And then let's get the bone folder and give that a poke down. That's it. And then this piece here is going to go in the centre there. So I'm going to do the same again. Bit of hot glue in the middle. And then put that one in the centre. It looks so pretty. If I can find my... I can't. I still do. It's just something to hold it. I was after my pokey tool. Never there when you want it. There we go. So that's that. I'm just going to set that aside to dry while I do the next bit. So now it's just, I'm just going to put on the sentiment here, which I cut out. And that's going to go here near the top. Try and get it straight. There we go. And then the little heart that I've used, that I've cut out, I'm going to just add a little foam pad on the back just to raise it up a little bit. Foam pads I use are the Tonic Studios 25mm square foam pads, and I really, whoa, that's stuck to some hot glue there. I really like this size because you can cut it quite small or you can have them quite big. You know, sometimes we want bigger foam pads than others. Let me just snip. That's just a little bit too big for there. Just snip that corner off there. That's it. And that's going to go in the middle there. I think that's not quite straight, but never mind. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to, well, it's not actually finally, I've got two more stages. I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue and just put that there, like that. There we go. And I'm going to add in the centre of that some deluxe adhesive, little blob of it like that. And then this is the Nouveau clear glitter, and I just put it all in a container because I find it just a bit easier to do it this way. Put that on there and leave that like that. So pretty. I thought, you know what you could do if you've got a glue pen, you could actually go round the outsides of that and it'd look really nice, outsides of the tissue paper. So that's nearly done. The only other thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add some Nouveau drops. These are the vintage drops, which I quite like. Test, that's it. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do this without smudging. And I'm literally just going to follow the shape of the torn kitchen roll. tissue paper thing. I think it just breaks up the white space. It's a daisy. A bit of a mess of those. Sorry about that. And there we are, that's our card done. Sweet little card made out of something that I would have normally have thrown away. Hope you like it. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon with another project. Take care, bye.